Now.
Recording in progress.
Okay, 5:30. Okay, perfect. All right, so just get yourself nice and comfortable in your seated pose, your easy pose. Ah, all right. And just close your eyes and feel yourself settling into your body. Feel how nice and open the thighs are. You might even feel a little bit of stretch in the inner thighs, maybe even in the outer thighs. Slide your palms back to the insides of your thighs or your knees. If you're pressing into the knees, just have your hands there. Don't press hard at all. Draw your navel back, lift your heart, and let's begin to circle. And as you're circling, just allow the head to just roll wherever. Right to the side, to the front, a little bit to the back when you come back. All right, so get the neck nice and easy. And just feel how this movement opens the groin, the hips, and the lower back. Bring your awareness there. Reverse. Just feel it. Nice circular movement. And then one more in this direction. All right, now I'm going to take my jacket off so you can see this a little better. All right, so soften the tops of your shoulders. You're just in a nice position with your spine nice and straight, but your torso super relaxed. Draw your navel back and then try to just press the right side of your ribs to the right side. So you're just like reaching out with your rib cage to the right. Okay, coming back to center, straightening that rib cage falls. Now to the left, left rib cage reaches out. You're not going to get too much movement here. So this is a lateral opening for the spine and also an opening for the rib cage, right side. Press, press, press. Ribs come out to the side, soften the shoulders. Back to center. Press to the left. And come to center. Left fingertips in front of you, right to the side. Now be careful when you twist. I heard, Rob, that you had something didn't feel good when you twisted in yoga. Brenda was telling me. So really be careful and just listen to your body. Turn your belly button to the right. Don't force anything. If you feel comfortable here, take the left palm to the top of your right thigh. Take your right fingertips behind you and twist some more. Soften the shoulders. Now add a ribcage breath. Forward with the ribcage to the sides and to the back. So typically we breathe from the front of our body and we forget about the back. This time we're going to do 360 all the way around the ribcage. One more. And release it back to center here. Right fingertips to the left side of you. Left fingertips to the side, or to the right side of your left leg, I should say, with the fingertips. Draw your navel back. Turn your belly button to the left. You want to start low in this twist. And again, be careful. You don't want to hyper twist. You just want to get a good, healthy feeling twist there. Soften the shoulders. Add the ribcage breath. And those of you who want more, take the right palm to the top of that left leg, drawing that right elbow toward you. Press into that leg to turn some more. Take the left fingertips more behind you. Give yourself more of a twist. Full ribcage breath here, all the way around. And untwist from here. Fingertips in front of you, belly draws back, and just slowly begin to come down. Yeah, keeping the back straight, leading with the heart. Slow, slow, slow. Feel the hips and the inner thighs open, and the back is really nice and long and straight here. Separate the fingers. Press the elbows down toward the ground. Now round your back and drop your crown. Okay, now we're really going to be able to open the back of that rib cage and the entire back. Go for it. Full 360-degree breath through the rib cage. And every exhales, just softening the body a little closer to the ground, even if it's just a millimeter or two. One more. All right. Press your hands firmly into the ground. Elbows are still bent. Look forward toward your fingertips. Listen up. Back is straight now. Lift through the chest. Now, drag your hands back toward your legs as you press your heart forward. So there's a back motion with the heels of your palms, a forward motion, not really motion, but energy pressing forward through the chest. And walk your hands back toward you. All right. Arms out to the sides, palms are up. Okay. Lift the shoulders toward your ears. Feel your wing bones get picked up here. Now press your wing bones back, arms come back, and you want to squeeze your shoulder blades, that space between your wing bones, squeeze it together. Hold that. Now drop the wing bones down as low as you can get them. Now bring them forward. Arms come forward. Now up. Now back down. Now draw back. Now lift those wing bones up. Now bring them forward. Bring the arms in front of you. Palms are up. Turn the palms toward one another. Take the hands together. Intertwine your fingers. Press your knuckles forward and feel the shoulders open and that space between the shoulder blades gets some opening. Now lift the arms up toward the ceiling. You still have that fist with your hands. All right. Press your biceps into your ears. Pull your navel back. Begin to come down to the right side with your torso. Feel a lifting of the left rib cage. Another lateral move here. Draw the navel back, come back to center slowly. Now bring it to the left. Right rib cage opens to the side. Left rib cage drops down. Hold this here, breathe. And bring it back to center. Open the arms to the sides. Press the palms behind you and the pinkies forward as you can get them. Keep the shoulders low. Notice how the shoulders get a nice opening here. You want to keep the arms nice and straight. Now bring the arms back in this position. Squeeze back there. Palms are facing the ceiling now. Now bring it to the side. Palms are still facing toward the ceiling. Pinkies are forward. Bring the arms out to the side. Draw them out. Make them long. Roll the palms up toward the ceiling. Feel what's happening in the shoulders. Now take the thumbs back. Now bring the palms down. Now bring the pinkies forward. We're rotating in the shoulder joint here. And palms up to the ceiling. Bend the elbows, bring them behind you, open up the chest, lift it toward your ceiling, and give yourself just a nice little back bend here. Squeezing the elbows toward you and release out to the sides. Again, elbows come in toward the bottom of your rib cage, lifting your heart. Feel that nice curve through the back as you back bend. And release. All right. Now coming into our tabletop pose. And the fingers are spread apart. Check it out. Knees are under your hips. Lifting your belly. All right. Bend the elbows back just a little bit. Now get your tail lifting up to the ceiling. Drop your lower back. Drop your belly. Now press into the hands and send your heart forward between the biceps and get some good extension through the upper back here. Cow pose. Now keep the front of your body as it is. Just roll the tail. Just roll the tail down toward the ground. Feel the pelvis come down, then feel it scoop forward. Feel the tail come up toward the belly button. There you go. Now follow that wave all the way up your spine as you lift your spine toward your ceiling, drop your head, and you're in cat pose here. Now bring it to another cow pose. Fire it up by pressing into the heels of the palms, and it's as if you're dragging them back toward the knees and you're sending your heart forward. That's just if you want to add that deepening of the pose. Cat pose, slowly roll the tail. Follow that wave all the way up. Feel it open up your spine, drop your head. And come back into tabletop pose. Take your left knee in just off center, send your right leg out, and that heel is flexed. Open the toes. Swing that right leg out to the side, straight out to the side, and make circles. Feel this in the hips. Push out through that heel. Keep the leg long. Keep the belly lifted. Keep the core engaged. Reverse. Bring the legs straight back. Hips are now facing the ground again. Lift that heel higher. Bend the knee. Press the heel up to the ceiling. Don't let the belly drop. Keep pressing into both hands and pulse that heel up to the ceiling. Small pulses, but you're going to feel this in the right glutes. Nice. Hold it. Listen up. We're going to take that that right bent knee, swing it over, and get it as close to the outer edge of the left knee as you can. So you're hugging your thighs together here, hugging your thighs together. Now, press back a little bit with the hips, just a little bit. Now walk your hands to the right just a little bit. Hug those thighs together. Now press the hips diagonally toward the left back corner of your mat. Squeezing, 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 getting some good compression here. Feel how this is opening the right hip. Now drop the elbows to the mat. Soften the crown toward your mat and give yourself a few nice big ribcage breaths here. 360. One more. Feel that hip opening some more. Press the hips a little farther back if you want. Send the hips forward toward your hands. Thighs are still pressing together. Walk your hands back onto your mat. Release that right knee, place it down into the mat, just off center line. Okay? Balance yourself equal into both arms here and send the left leg back, flexed heel. Press back with that flexed heel, open the toes. Lift it a little higher, feel the glutes react to that. Remember, you want to keep a big flex in the heel and open toes. That way the entire back of your left leg is going to stay open. Now swing that leg over to the left and make circles with the heels. Push out, push out. Yeah, keep the leg long. Feel the rotation come from the hip. It's not coming from the knee, it's coming from the hip. Reverse. Press into the hands. Stay lifted. Send the leg straight back. Bend the knee. Press that heel to your ceiling. Stay long in the arms. Don't collapse into the chest. Now pulse that heel toward your ceiling. Feel it in the glutes. All right. Keep it high with the heel. Listen up. Swing that bent knee over to the right bent knee and get the knees as close as you can. You're going to squish your thighs together here. Okay, so that left leg comes into the ground. Okay, press back a little bit with the hips, just a little. You're already feeling the hips open here. Now walk your hands a few steps to the left. Now press back as deeply as you can, as far back as you can. Take your time. Take your time. It's a deep hip opener. Now drop your elbows into the mat. Drop your crown toward the mat. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the belly into the legs and add the ribcage breath all the way around 360. Press back a little more if you can. Those hips are releasing now. You might get more. Feel that left hip really open up for you. And add another breath. And lift those hips toward the hands. Walk the hands toward the center of your mat. Unlock the legs. Come back into your pose, into your table pose here. Curl your toes. Lift your knees off the ground and hover. Press firmly into the hands. Those fingers are spread apart. Press more firmly. Feel the energy run up your arms, and the shoulders stay nice and open when you're pressing down into the hands, and they fire up too. Lift the belly. Now lift the hips and come into your down dog. All right. So whatever you want to do, you can bend one knee and the other. And if you do that, why not use that to really get some good opening through the calf muscles? So you make a really deep bend of the knee and you really press back with the heel as much as possible. And then the leg where the heel is pressing back gets this amazing calf opener. All right, tippy toes. Pick up those heels as much as you can. Press forward toward the hands, back with the chest. Now drop the heels. See what you did? You shifted your weight back away from your wrists. Feel the hands in the mat, press them in there. Okay. Walk the feet back one step. Come onto your tippy toes again. Glide your body forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. Drop your knees to your mat. Pick up your feet and cross at the ankles. Now, if you need to walk your knees back a little more, if they feel too far forward, fine. Most importantly, Look down at your wrists. They should be a little bit in front of the shoulders and maybe a little bit wider or as wide as the shoulders, right? So they're shoulder width or a little more, just a little more, and slightly in front of the shoulders. Okay, lift your belly toward your spine. Press into your hands. Bend your elbows back really slowly and keep them pulled in toward one another. Body stays straight. Hold this here. Draw those elbows in. You're using your chest and your shoulders here. Straighten the arms out. Bend down again, making sure that those elbows stay tucked in toward center. Hold it here. Press into the hands. Feel the shoulders work. Lift the belly and straighten. Bend, elbows in, straighten, bend, straighten. Uncross the feet, bring the knees in toward you, curl the toes, walk your hands back toward you. We're going to come into a curled toe and seated on your heels to open the undersides of your feet here. And really let the weight fall. Now, if you get any cramping in the feet, that's okay, just lay off. Or if this is too much for you, your feet, that's okay. But you can feel this nice opening in the plantar fascia, which is underneath the feet. It runs from the heels all the way up to the 5 toe joints. All right, now, fingertips to the ground, lift the knees, walk your hands toward you, and just sit here. I'll go sideways. You can see a little better here. So same thing, you just lift it a little more. Okay, now open up into a squat. And when you're in your squat, pay attention that you let the weight fall back toward the hips. It's not in the knees, it's in the hips. So you're going to feel most of the weight in the heels and not in the toes or the midfoot. Now press your elbows into your inner thighs with the Namaste Mudra and come back some more. You're not too far from the ground, so if you fall, you're only, your butt only falls 2 inches. Now press into the feet. Feel the soles of the feet. Lift the pelvic floor between your pubic bone and your anus, right? Lift from there internally. Come on up. Send your feet forward. Straighten your arms. Squeeze your biceps into your ears. Hinge forward from your hips. From your hips, everyone. Reach forward. You're going halfway down. Look down toward the ground, toward the mat. Turn the palms away from one another. Swing the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Heel toe the feet so that they come in a little closer. And then bend the elbows, intertwine your fingers, straighten the arms again. Now there's a big squeeze between your shoulder blades. Now slowly bring it down, coming into a standing forward fold. All right, so now that we've done this with the arms, we have access to the shoulder joints. Now listen up, don't force anything. Think about getting the shoulders really relaxed and having the arm bones fall forward. So arm bones are rotating forward in your shoulder joints. And just let it happen naturally. Don't force anything. Now bend your knees. Push your butt back into a little kindergarten chair. Now the knuckles are going straight back. Okay? So you're in a modified chair pose. Swing your arms forward for traditional chair pose. Sit a little deeper. Come on up. Swan dive forward, drop down. Another forward fold here. This time we're going to take care of the neck. Get your head really heavy. Jaw releases. Press your palms into your shin bones, lift your belly, extend your spine, and you're in monkey pose. Yeah, really press from the center of the back all the way up to the neck. Get some real good extension there. Right fingertips fall at the center of your mat underneath your face. Bend your right knee, lift your left sitting bone, lift your left arm. Yeah, really reach up there. Pull the arm back a little bit to open up that left armpit. Listen up. Bend the left knee, sit in a chair, let the left arm come back, lift the right arm, bring it forward. You're in a twisted chair. As you lift the right arm up to the ceiling, straighten your body, and then sweep back. Right arm just drops back. It's coming over your right ear. Right arm forward, left arm back. You're still twisted. Get into your little chair. Swing the left arm forward. Come up. Swan dive down. Forward fold here. And enjoy it. Traction for your neck. Feel that. That big round bone at the top of your body is now at the bottom. That's your skull. Use it to open the neck. Soften it up. And also the neck muscles can release here. Monkey pose as you press into the shins, pull up your belly, reach forward with the spine. Oh, feel the opening in the backs of the legs and all up and down the spine. Look down at your mat. Left fingertips fall into the mat. Bend your left knee a lot. Right sitting bone picks up. Right arm lifts up. Just feel the back of that right leg. Beautiful release. Okay, listen up. Keep the left leg bent. Bend the right. Send the right arm back, left arm forward, twisted chair pose. Sit a little deeper. Straighten the body. Left arm comes up and over, drops back as you look behind your right shoulder. Left rib cage is open. Left arm forward, right arm back. We're twisted. Now we're going to sit in the chair. Remember, you want to push your butt back. You really want to get it way back there. Now swing the right arm forward. Regular chair pose, lift. Swan dive down. And all the way down here. All right, before we get into our warrior series, I'm going to do a little footwork, especially for Brenda. So what I want you to do, okay, this may take a little rearranging, but maybe not. You may not need a wall for this, but you may. This is what we're going to do. Fold your mat twice. Make two little folds. So I made a little fold and then another little fold. So I have two little folds in my mat, and I'm going to put my toes onto that fold. See what I did? So I tripled, wait, I didn't. I doubled and then I doubled again, so that now if you look down, your toes are over that doubled part of the mat. It's actually 4 times. And then the joints of your toes are on the flat part of your mat and the rest of your foot. Now, if you want to take this against a wall, put a wall in front of you, go ahead and move. May not be necessary. Now, press the toes down into the mat. Try not to claw them. Try to keep them straight. Press them down into the mat. Press into the big and the small ball mound of your feet, the big ball and the small ball. Okay, now let your body come forward a bit. Just bring it forward as you press down into the toes without clawing them, without clenching them, but more so into the large and small ball mounds. Now, what you're going to notice is the outer edges of the feet, those are your supinator muscles, are getting a really nice big stretch here. Come a little more forward and hold this. Press down, press down, Press down toward the toes. Hopefully you're feeling this. It's a little tricky, but once you got it, you feel it. And then release from there. Bring your weight forward again, loading down over those feet in order to open the joints and activate the supinator muscles. Press down, press down. So you're pressing down toward the knuckles. By the knuckles of the toes, I mean at the very bottom, like where the big ball is and the small ball mound under the pinky, and everything in between. And release. All right, just thought I'd throw that in. Straighten your mat. And walk your hands forward, feet back. Come on into your dog. Yeah, we've been in dog already, and then we went straight to some push-ups and stuff like that. Left foot comes in, rooted into your mat. Lift the right leg high as you can get it. Now press the mat away from you and draw your chest back toward that left leg. Now open your hips to the right. You've just loaded into the left shoulder, so push more firmly into the left hand to keep that shoulder open. Lift the right ankle toward the ceiling. Flex the heel a lot. Lift it a little more. You're going to feel the side of that right glute pulse. Keep the belly pulled back, nice and controlled. Now bend the knee. Let the foot fall back. Okay, more load on the left shoulder. Press more firmly into the left hand. Push that mat away from you. Now circle your right foot. Really nice. Big, slow circles for the ankle. Reverse. Straighten that leg. Turn your hips so they're facing the mat. Look forward, and the right foot comes forward between your hands. Lunge pose. Right knee over the right ankle. Shimmy those left toes back as far back as you can get them. You want yourself to be in a really nice, wide lunge pose here. Now, squeeze your left butt cheek. Squeeze the left thigh muscles around the left thigh bone. Press the left heel back. Oh, there's that calf again. Now straighten the right leg slowly. Walk your hands back, fingertips face forward. Now, if you want more, bend your elbows back. Drop your torso over your right thigh and feel what happens in the back of that right thigh. From the knee to the hip, hamstrings are wide open. Bend your right knee until it's over your ankle. Drop your left knee gently to the ground. Now remember, you can always double up your mat under your knee if you want to. Top of the foot comes to the ground. Walk your fingertips back. So you can either have your fingertips in the ground and go forward, or you can take the tops of your hands to the top of that right thigh and press forward. Just feel this all in the front of the left hip. That's your hip flexor. Hands back to the ground, either side of that front foot. Curl the back toes, lift the knee. Make sure your feet are on different tracks, and if they're not, widen them up. Turn the left foot out about 45 degrees. You're probably going to have to hop it forward a little bit. And come on up, warrior one. All right, what's happening with the back leg? Power it up by squeezing the left glute, sending the energy down that leg and into the edge, the outer edge of that foot. And if you have that power, you can sit deeper. Okay, and you can keep your torso really soft as you reach forward. Reach. You're just flying over that thigh. Drop your right arm to the inside of the right leg. Press them into one another. Reach forward with the left fingertips. Open up the left waist. Now lift that arm to the ceiling and you have a bent knee triangle. Binders, you can turn that top hand back, bring the arm back. Even if you don't bind, try this. Try just bringing that arm back. It's a good feeling. Binders, you're going to bend the elbow, take the top of that hand to your back body, and then maybe even get your right hand underneath and do a full bind. Release the bind. Bring the arm over the ear, intense side stretch. Cartwheel up, warrior two. All right. Be aware of your foundation, the power of your legs, the power of your thighs. Press into the feet. And now sit a little more deeply into that foundation. Reach the fingertips front and back. Really reach those arms. Turn that back arm so that the palm comes up to the ceiling and pinky is forward. Pull that arm away. Keep it straight, but draw it away from the shoulder. Okay? So you feel the tricep get this really good stretch. You feel the shoulder get a really nice opening. Now release that. Palm down. Right palm up to the ceiling. And here we go. Reverse warrior. The arm comes up and over. Drop that left arm and forget about it back there. Open up the right rib cage. 360 breath right here. Back to warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Turn the feet forward. Come into a nice wide V position here. All right, bend from the hips, not from the waist. Both sides of the waist reach forward. They don't bend, they're reaching forward as you drop over into a nice inversion pose here. Again, with the weight of the skull being drawn down toward the center of the earth with gravity, you get traction on the neck. You get to open the space between those cervical vertebrae. Put a nice rib cage breath into this. And another. Palms into the ground, straighten the arms, lift the torso, walk your hands forward. We got to do a nice wide dog here. Some people don't like regular dog, but they find this all right. Drop your head between your arms, lift your hips, press your heart way back there. Now soften the shoulders, the elbows. Glide forward with your torso. Walk your hands back toward your mat. Look at your right foot. Turn it toward the front of your mat. Lift up your back heel. Turn those toes forward. We're moving into pigeon pose. So walk that right foot across your mat to the other side. And then drop your knee to the right. Send your left leg straight back. Now, if you're on your back, you're in a reverse tabletop, right? Knees are bent, and you're putting your right ankle on the top of your left thigh, grabbing underneath your left thigh, bending your elbows to bring it toward you. So that's going to open the right hip just like a pigeon does. You'll just do it on your back. Okay, so it's a really easy time to leave your body here. Try to stay in it and feel this. Notice where this pose is giving you the most feedback. I should just say go where that feedback is and notice it. Witness it. Notice what happens when you witness it. Changes. We tend to run away from pain and distract ourselves in yoga. Well, not pain, but intense sensations. In yoga, you learn to be right there with it. Slowly lifting up, walking your hands back. Curl the back toes, lift that knee so you're straightening that back leg, squeeze the left butt cheek. Now press into the palms to lift your torso and send that right leg back. And find your dog again. All right, instead of walking your dog, try wagging the tail. So again, press forward toward the hands as if you're pushing the front of your mat away from you. That draws your chest back. Now lift your hips, keep pressing back. Now just lift your hip or turn, excuse me, wag your hips from right to left. You get this really nice big opening all through the sides of the legs. Keep your belly lifted as you do this, so you're staying nice and controlled with the hips lifted. It's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Coming back to center, right foot comes to center, just off center line. Left leg lifts up, press the chest back, flex that left heel, and keep that leg nice and high. Turn and open your hips to the left. Okay, feel the load shift to the right arm, right shoulder, so you press more firmly into that right hand. Lift the left ankle to the ceiling. There's the glutes again. And just pulse the ankle toward the ceiling. Heel is flexed. Nice and slow, controlled. Now, take the leg toward the right, back a little bit. Bend the knee, let it drop back a little bit. Feel the load become greater in that right shoulder. So press into the right hand. Push the mat away from you. Foot is nice and relaxed. Circle it. Feel the rotation in the left ankle. Make it a really nice, slow, as smooth as you can. Reverse. Straighten that leg. Turn your hips so they're facing the mat. Look forward. Left foot comes forward between your hands. Knee is over the ankle. And then shimmy the right toes back as far back as you can get them. So all you're limited by is the length of your leg. Now press that heel back and get some nice opening in that right calf muscle. Nice. Press firmly into the left foot. Now begin to straighten the left knee, draws the hips back naturally. Walk your hands back, fingertips forward. Elbows are bent back a bit. Now, if you want more load in this, bend your elbows back, drop your torso towards your thigh, and notice what happens behind, underneath you, behind that thigh. Nice breath for this. Give it some breath. Give the pose breath all the time. Feed your poses with your breath. Bend your left knee until it's over your ankle. Walk your hands forward. Gently drop your right knee to the ground, top of the right foot. Now remember, you're at home, so if you want a throw pillow to use as a prop, like right here, you could put it under your knee if you need that. Come to the fingertips to lift, press the hips forward, possibly take the hands to the top of that thigh, and just really drive your hips forward. Now you feel it all along the front of the right hip bone. Release from that. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee. Look back at that foot, make sure that you're on different tracks here. So you may want to scooch the left foot over a bit toward the left side of your mat. Right foot about 45 degrees, possibly hop it forward a bit because you're so spread apart. And then come up, warrior one. Now awareness to that back leg, that right leg. Use it to support the pose. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Feel the energy run down the leg and drive it into the outer edge of the foot. Okay? So, in other words, you're not collapsing the foot in toward the arch. You're going out toward, remember those supinator muscles? Out toward there. All right, now that you've got a powerful foundation, sit a little deeper in that foundation. Soften your torso in that foundation as you lift your fingertips toward the ceiling. Now come forward. Drop the left arm. Press the leg and the arm together. Reach forward with the right fingertips. Open up the right waist. Little more. Reach out some more. Keep the waist open as you lift that arm to the ceiling. And then I'm going to show you what to do if you're not a binder, just because it feels so darn good and it's close to being a bind. Turn that palm, rotate that top palm so it's behind you. So you feel the rotation in the shoulder. Now just keep the arm long, but draw it back. See how it's slightly twisting your torso? That gives you the feeling of a bind without having to fully bind. Binders, you can bend the elbow, press the top of that hand somewhere into your back body. Deep binders, you can get the left arm under there and do a full bind. So whatever feels good. Release the right arm to the ceiling. Bring it over your ear, intense side stretch. Give yourself a moment to feel that. Feel the right side of your body. Cartwheel up to warrior two. All right. Let's work a little bit on that right shoulder joint. So, pinky of that back hand begins to rotate toward the right side of your mat. The arm stays long. You're trying to get the palm facing the ceiling. Now draw the fingertips away from you to really open up that shoulder. Feel that opening. Feel that. Of course, you're also getting a squeeze in the tricep. Now, slowly rotate that palm so that it's facing forward, then up to the ceiling. And then it's almost like you want the palm to go toward the back of you, like toward the left side of your mat. And let's do it again. Okay, palm down, palm to the left, pinky to the right, palm up, reach out, reach out, reach out. Release that arm, palm comes down. All right, reach through both fingertips, really extend here. Rotate the left palm up, drop the right arm, lift the left, feel the left rib cage open, and 360 degrees. Give it that breath. Not easy when you're twisted like this, but you can do it when you've got this, not really twist, but a lateral bend. Just try it though. And back to warrior two. Turn the hips forward, warrior one. Reach forward, come down. We're moving. Okay, did I forget something? No, I don't think I did. Reach forward, come down. Lift the back heel, turn the toes forward, and then walk that foot over to the right side of your mat, knee to the other side. Send that right leg straight back, and now you've got this left hip under you. And now you're starting to come down if you're a traditional pigeon person. If you're on your back, reverse tabletop, left ankle to the top of the right thigh, grab under the right thigh, grab a hold of it, bend your elbows to the sides, bring that thigh toward you. You'll open the left hip beautifully that way. Those of you on the ground, we're using the body weight to load into that hip. And we're coming down, even if it's just a little, even if you're up here and you just bend your elbows and bring a little bit of weight onto it. Little does a lot when you're in this position. All right. Try not to leave your body. Try to stay inside, be with the feeling, witness it. Notice the change in it. Rib cage breath. Hmm. Just notice how when the hip gets softer and just becomes more accustomed to being in this pose, it allows more weight to drop into it, and then you get to another level of opening. And slowly lift out of it, palms into the ground. Either side of your mat, curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, squeeze the right butt cheek, press down into the hands, lift your torso, left leg comes back, step it to the center of your mat. All right. Bend your knees, push your butt back just a little bit, drop your drop your torso onto your thighs, and let your head drop in front of your knees. Now grab the backs of your ankles. Elbows are bent behind you, and you're in this little ball, this little standing ball. Okay, really nice big rib cage breath right here. Full exhales. Swing the arms back, bring them forward and up, lift. Okay, let's get ready to waterfall. So remember, for waterfall, you do want to press the hips back. Okay, and inhale through the nose, bend the knees, push the butt back, exhale through the mouth. It's a detox breath. So when you press your belly, your torso into your thighs, when you come down, squeeze every bit of breath out of the lungs. Two more. Last one, stay down there. All right, knees are just a little bit bent, and the spine is upside down, and the head is really relaxed. Bend the elbows, gently clasp the elbows with opposite fingertips. Feel the arm bones fall to the sides and the shoulder blades open up as the wing bones slide apart. Soften your head, don't hold it up. Anytime you're in aversion, it's just in an inversion, it's a really good chance to open those neck muscles and the vertebrae of the neck. Little side to side swinging if you want to. And coming back to center, release the arms. Slowly lift up. Nice and slowly. Feel your body uncurl. All right. Right arm comes up. Bend the elbow. Take the left side of the head with that right hand. Soften both shoulders. And then press into the skull. Bring the right ear gently to the right shoulder. Feel the left side of the neck open. Feel how it actually migrates into the left upper back, possibly. And those of you who want more, you can bind that left arm gently. So just allow the body to release. Don't, don't force anything. Release the head, release the arms. Left arm comes up. Reach it up, bend the elbow, take the side of the head, drop that right shoulder. Left ear to the left shoulder. Feel the right side open. Look at all the space you're making to open the soft tissue on the right side, the muscles. Yeah, drop that right shoulder. Breathe into this. Be patient. Put a bind in it if you want a little more. And release back to center. Okay, let's get on our backs. Um, don't come down yet. Heels into the mat, toes up to the ceiling. Back is straight. Get a hold of the upper part of your shins, straighten your arms and come back. Keep the back straight. Draw your navel back. Palms are up. You've got a little serving tray here. Come down slowly, keeping the back straight. It's as if you have an invisible string from your chest up to the corner of the wall there. Now pulse. Use the abdominals. Abominals. The the abdominals. Use the abdominals, feel them being used, and keep the shoulders soft. You can even put bends in the elbows. That might make them even a little softer. You can still hold the tray with bent elbows. Come down a little more and pulse. Remember that string that's pulling you up and releasing, up, release, up, release. Now we're going to come down one vertebrae at a time. You can be rounded at the back when you do this, right? You don't have to be straight. Put on the brakes with your abs and full body stretch. Arms overhead, chin to the chest. Keep that neck nice and open. Stretch it out. Take the right knee up to the chest, intertwine your fingers over the shin, and just really, really press that right thigh into your body. Now squeeze the elbows in close to you. Press the shoulders away from your ears. Take the chin to the chest. Breathe deeply here. Ascending colon gets a really nice compression. Keep the left hand over that shin, release the right arm into a T position, soften the right shoulder, right palm is up. Now take the left hand to the side of that leg and gently bring that leg over to your side. Now, again, if you have that little throw pillow, if you can't get your leg all the way down to the ground or close to it, you could put a little pillow under that knee. All right, soften this up, breathe into it. And just notice what you notice, whatever comes to you. Could be your right hip, could be the nice rotation in the lower back, could be the huge opening across the right chest and into the right shoulder. And if you're tensing anywhere in that left shoulder, release it. Nice full breaths here. So the breath gives life to the pose. It makes the pose dynamic. Usually we think of yoga poses, you kind of see the end result, like a statue put in that position. It's a dynamic thing. It's alive. It moves. Even a passive pose like this, the breath gives it some movement. All right, release the left arm into a T-pose. Bring that right knee back to center. Feel the lower back meet the mat. Okay, chin to the chest. Keep the back of the neck open. Bring the left knee up. Knees bend right over the hips and flex the heels. So this is your reverse tabletop. Now, rock back and forth. Going to have to use the abdominals to control this. And now as you rock back and forth, feel as if you want to walk your hips one at a time toward the bottom of your mat. So it's an opening of the spine, a little bit more lengthening of the spine. All right, right leg comes down to the ground. Left knee comes up to the chest. Okay, wrap your fingers around and really clasp that left shin. Elbows come out to the side as you press that thigh as deeply into your left torso as you can. There's your descending colon. Squeeze the elbows into your body, chin to the chest again. Squeeze with all your might here. Now add the breath, pressing the belly into that thigh. So you get to massage your internal organs here. Release the left arm into a T pose. Make sure the arm is not higher than the shoulder. Left hand grabs the side of that leg and slowly draws it toward the right side of you. Take your time. The slower you go, the more range of motion you're going to get. And then once you get there, soften the right shoulder, soften the left leg. Notice what you feel. Give your pose breath. Beautiful pose because there's so much you get to open here. It's also a calming pose. Release your right hand from the leg. Now you're in a full T position. Bring that knee back to center. Bring the other knee up. Take both knees into your chest. Grab both shins and press both thighs into both sides of your torso. Squeeze the elbows in close to the legs. Lift your face and your upper back off the mat. You've got a big orange between your chin and your chest. Now make a little basket. Slip it under your head. Open the elbows. Let's just throw in a little bit more abdominal. Straighten both legs away from you. Now bring them toward you. Away and toward you. Let's bicycle. Straighten the right, left knee is bent. Lift and turn the torso. Other side. Other side. Flex through that straight leg heel. So all slow and controlled. You don't have to do a bajillion of them when you're doing them this carefully and deeply. And back to center, let the head down. Take the knees into your chest and give yourself just a big hug. Cross at the ankles, flick the feet up, and come to sitting. Okay, now turn it over. Belly down. Home stretch here. Drop into the mat. Stack your palms. Drop your forehead into the top hand. Feet are toed in. Legs are hip distance or closer, not wider. And soften here. Notice if there's any parts of your body that are holding tension, go there. Watch it. Watch that. Watch it dissolve. Be aware of your belly pressing into your mat. Be aware of the gentle rocking of your lower back. All right. Palms chest level. Getting ready for cobra here. Draw those elbows in close to you. Press the elbows down toward the bottom of your mat. Okay, that moves the shoulders away from your ears. Neck is long. You're lifting the head and looking straight down at the mat. Feet are still toed in. Lift your pubic bone. Roll it to your belly button. Bring it back down. And here we go. Your expression of cobra. As you peel your front body off your mat, using the muscles in the back body. So pressing into the hands as little as possible. Cobra is not high. Some people back bend and get higher than a cobra. And when you bring yourself back down, feel your front body meet the mat. Feel where it meets the mat. Keep your attention there. Notice how the back body muscles are doing the work here. Forehead touches the mat. Come up one more time. Lateral twisters can draw one shoulder back and look over it. And then the other. Back to center. Elbows get pulled in. Don't let them flail out to the side. And feel your front body meet the mat 1 inch at a time. And after your forehead touches the mat, turn your head to one side, release your arms to the sides, palms up. Very slowly turn your head to the other side and rest into that cheekbone. Real slowly. Head back to center. Palms pressing into the mat, chest level. Pull yourself up into a table pose. All right. Curl your tail. Press forward toward the palms as you drive your hips slowly back toward your heels. Keep the tail tucked under. Feel the spine. Start at the lower back. Feel it. The stretch is moving up the spine. It's subtle. And then just fold into your child's pose. All right. And if you're staying for Shavasana, you can flip over and come into Shavasana pose. All right. So just keep in mind that whatever you experience in your meditation is fine. Okay? There's not a goal here. There's no goal. All it is giving you this opportunity to observe your mind, to observe your awareness, to observe that part of you that's aware, right? Your mind. That's it. So whatever happens, that's fine. So eyes are closed and just notice that even though your eyes are closed, you still have this big visual field, like a big open dark sky, right? There's really no definite edges to it. It's just this big open space. And just relinquish, forget about the shape of your body. Your eyes are closed now, you can't see your body anyway. So just, give up the shape of your body and simply notice the sensations of your body as they come to you. And then notice the sounds in your environment. And notice the thoughts that arise and pass through. And if a thought does arise, it could be an image or words or whatever, just watch it. Don't grab onto it, just watch it, see what happens. Notice how that also passes. Notice the sensations of your breath. Really, really be precise. Notice when the breath begins, when it ends, and when it begins again. Just cover your breath with your awareness. So, again, if you feel that you get lost in thought, that's not a problem. Just bring your awareness to your breath again. Just start over. And now take your awareness to the bottom of your body where your feet are. Okay, so although you've really kind of let go of the form of your feet, just notice the sensations of your feet. Just like these sensations at the bottoms of your legs. And now notice the sensations of your legs. In your buttocks, your pelvic floor, your pelvic bowl, the movement of your belly as you breathe. But rather than trying to imagine what the belly looks like when it rises and falls, just the sensations of the belly rising and falling. As if you're looking from within the belly, not from your head down, but within your belly. Feel your belly soften. Feel a nice release below your navel. Moving up to where your chest is, notice the sensations there. And again, the sensations of the rise and the fall of your chest as you breathe. The feeling of your rib cage opening and softening again with your breath. And go all the way down to your hands. And again, lose the form that you imagine your hands to be. And just experience the sensations in your hands, both of them. And your arms. And finally, awareness to the sensations of your face, your head, your skull. Notice the softening sensations in the face as the muscles relax more deeply. Your scalp, your brain, eyeballs, tongue, mouth, neck. And again, the entire body, all sensations. And notice how these sensations go beyond the limits of your skin, right? Kind of radiates beyond the physical form. And now feel the river of your inner peace flowing. And in your practice tonight, if you'd like to put a prayer, intention, or sankalpa here, you can do that now or not. And with your next exhale, release that and go back to your breath. All right, slowly make your transition. And roll over to your side. And then slowly bring yourself to seated pose. All right, I'm just reading my chat things here. Okay. All right, everyone. You did another practice. Arms open wide, heart open wide, palms up. Receive the breath and let it go. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, great weekend, and I'll see you next week. And you're welcome, Brenda. Put some foot things in there for you. Bye, everyone.